Guys, Deluded Gooner, Arsenal 3, Western Sydney FC, I believe, 1, and we wrap up with another win in Australia. We wrap up our Australia leg of our Asia tour with another win. Let's get into it. We knew some of the boys that didn't start in the first fixture in Australia were more than likely going to start now. So the likes of Ozil dropped to the bench. You saw Lacazette start. You saw Ospina start, I believe. You saw Iwobi start. You saw Maitland Niles start. You saw Ramsey and Xhaka start. You saw Koscielny start. You saw Nene start at centre half. A bit weird, I know, but it's not it's pre-season. The main thing is minutes. A couple others start, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and yeah, there's just too many for me to remember off the top of my head. There was a lot of changes. Long story short, going into the game, we know the result is not important. Of course, we're expected to win, and we will be bantered if we lose. And it's important to not draw any conclusions from pre-season. The main thing is fitness, cohesion, getting out the rough edges, perfecting our play, and just increasing our chemistry and ensuring we're ready in August to go and try and have a good season to remember. So yeah, getting into the game, first 10 minutes, there's nothing of any significance. I believe Maitland Niles, who played very well today, in my opinion, put a lovely in the 4th minute, lovely low whipped cross. No one was there to do anything. I will say before I get into anything else, Lacazette gave us a glimpse as to him playing with Giroud. Lacazette showing he can play in a partnership. You saw him get close to Giroud whenever Giroud was getting the knockdowns. Although he was started on the left or, well, the Alexis position behind the striker in our 3-5-2, you saw him drift into the inside in the middle because the fullbacks, wing backs, whatever you want to say it, Maitland Niles and whoever were going to provide the width, allowing Lacazette to come inside, and you saw that to great effect. And it gives us, and you saw him drop deep a lot of the times and link up, and it gives us a lot to think about. I mean, Giroud has his own career to think about and his own speculation surrounding his future. But if they stay, you saw a glimpse of the options. He's quick on the turn, the link up play. It was all good. Oxlade, Maitland Niles ran the show throughout on the flanks. We know when we play three at the back, the wide men are key to having any success in that position, and they put in a lot of crosses. They showed a willingness to take on their fullbacks. They switched sides to excellent effect. And Maitland Niles definitely showed his versatility and put his name in the manager's thoughts, because with Gibbs are likely to leave, I know Monreal and Kozlesny actually like to think are going to be the fullbacks, but Maitland Niles playing on the left there, giving Wenger something to think about. He's giving him something to think about in the midfield, and he's giving him something to think about at right back. Obviously, the key to young players is just getting inside, ultimately playing 90 minutes. Our play wasn't as fluid as it was in the last fixture in Australia for several reasons. That side that we played before this fixture tried to play football. This side somewhat tried to rough us up, tried to just damage limitation sort of thing. They congested the midfield and congested the spaces. There wasn't much space. They got men behind the ball. They frustrated us. So the fluidity and the tempo was somewhat lacking throughout the game, and that's all they were doing. We strung passes together, but there wasn't really any much space and time, and it just made for a real dull game. We are very behind on match fitness, to be honest with you, especially the boys that started. I do think there was a lack of energy. You saw in the first game when the young players started, fair enough, they want to prove a point and things like that, and they're naturally young and got youthful exuberance, so they're going to play better, but we didn't really press as high as I would like to have seen today as well. I know it's only pre-season, but you can't draw too many conclusions. 18th minute, Lacazette had a lovely chance. I think Oxford or Maitland Niles, they put it in. I did think Lacazette could have taken it first time, but he just couldn't get a shot away. There was a lot of half chances. We got restricted to a lot of half chances in that game, and there wasn't really anything else. There was a lot of snappy challenges. It was at one point I forgot it was a pre-season game. Ox was on the receiving end. Maitland Niles was on the receiving end. Giroud was on the receiving end. Quite a few players received a quite dodgy, Theo as well, quite a few dodgy players tackles, and I was thinking, what's going on here? Are we going to really leave with all of our players in good spirits and good health? Xhaka as well. Maitland, I think that's the defensive mid tried to get into it with Maitland. Tried to get into it with Xhaka, Maitland. But fair enough, Xhaka stayed mature, kept his cool head, and that will serve him well in the Premier League, because we all know the stereotype of Xhaka when he gets a yellow card or red card, the whole hysteria that surrounds it. Like, Monreal is definitely man of the match for me. 32nd minute, I believe, we got our first goal. Lovely link up play between Nacho and Lacazette. Like I was speaking about, Lacazette dropping deep. If he drops deep, that opens up space, and that pulls the centre back. Because the centre back has to follow Lacazette, that pulls space for Giroud to go long, which we then saw. 1-2 with Lacazette, came deep, put it in for Giroud. Typical Giroud finish, near post, keeper no chance. 1-0. Then I think we went two. I think at this moment we went straightly short after. I think in the 37th minute or something like that. We went 2-0. We went 2-0 up. Monreal, was it Monreal or Javi Alonso? Lovely weighted pass over the box. Ramsey made several. We know Ramsey loves to run beyond the striker and run beyond his man and try and get goals. Was doing it all game. Typically at Arsenal, he's not found quick enough. Someone finally tried to find him. Monreal from his own half, put it over the top. Lovely weighted pass. Lovely equal run to equal that. Ran, hit it first time on the volley sort of thing, chipped it over the keeper. Keeper's already off his line, no man's land. 2-0. Aaron Ramsey scores. Monreal has 2 assists. 44th minute. Elneny made it 3. Ball fell to Elneny. He hit it. Fair enough, a deflection was kind to it, but it was on target, so we'll give him that 3. And then we go into the break 3-0 up. To be honest with you, and it looks like, I mean, the scoreline did flatter us a bit. I didn't think our play was as sharp, and we could have pressed, and we could have done a lot more. But 3-0, there's not much more you can be said. 44th minute, the same minute, we had a chance as well if Giroud would have just passed it to Lacazette. I know I'm seeing on Twitter there's a lot of conspiracy theories and things of that nature, but there was a lot of times when Giroud really could have just played it to not just Lacazette, to anyone. Of course, he's got a point to prove, and his preseason guys just want to score and boost confidence and things of that nature. So I can understand. 57th minute, we met in the second half. Now we kind of messed up. We lost the second half in my opinion because we didn't score. They got their goal, indirect free kick as a result of Ramsey passing it in our own area, like we see in the Premier League at times. Rather than put your foot through it, get out. Keeper picked it up, I believe. Indirect free kick. Take the indirect free kick, laid off. First shot is smashed into the wall. Second shot, no mistake, it eventually goes in. I mean, you are always going to score from that sort of range, and yeah, if that happens in the Premier League, I'll be livid. Like I said, the tempo in the second half from our part dropped off. Like I said, we're not fully match fit. You could see it with a lot of our star players. They looked tired. They got heavy legged in the second half. And I mean, it's our second game. Of course, they're not going to be match fit. We've got Bayern Munich, etc. to come. So you no doubt the intensity will be higher. They'll get some minutes and get some more fitness up there. But I have a duty to give you guys this. We didn't look match fit. The play wasn't as fluid. Yes, it was good in patches, but it wasn't the sort of standard that we've shown at Arsenal. And it definitely wasn't the standard of the first game. Yeah, Xhaka and Ramsey. I've spoken about it. We've seen games where it's worked, but we've also seen games that hasn't worked. Today it didn't really work because Xhaka couldn't really get on the ball at times because of Ramsey vacating space and not really having the opportunity. We also got to see today a glimpse of Giroud and Lacazette. If we want to play them both, what will happen? So yeah, we also saw 3 at the back, how we already know, but it can present opportunities. You saw Maitland Niles take it to full effect. You saw Oxlade-Chamberlain and Nketiah when he came off. Fair enough, he's a forward, but just to get onto the pitch, he was playing the wing back role, handled his job well. I like to see how he went back with the defense and made 5 at the back. He showed a willingness to take his man on, to link up, to try and play Theo, and it's probably too early for him, but he came on the pitch. That's all you can do, is give yourself a good account of yourself and play football and just try to stay in the manager's thoughts. He even hit the woodwork as well, I believe. He put in a great shift. Monreal man of the match, 2 assists. He's shown why, despite his old age and aging years, and we know he's declining, that he's managed to hold off gives, as in regards to one of them would have to be cut because of the bodies. Yeah, like I've already said, Lacazette and Giroud, they're competitors, but they could also be friends. Ox and Maitland-Niles look sharp. Yeah, man, we don't look. The main thing for me is we just don't look match fit, but that's not to worry. We're gonna get it. It was a compact today. It was a completely different game as to the one we played on the other day. Very upset we couldn't keep a clean sheet because I don't think their performance warranted a goal, and it does flatter them. Yes, the opposition turned up in the second half a bit more, but that's more down to us being poor and not them. But there's not much more to be said on that, guys. 3-1 Arsenal. I've told you guys everything. Get in the comments. Deludaguna, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. I'm out.